say you wanna get in, and then you wanna get out. When you get the money to buy yourself a castle, how will you wear your leisure?
Welcome to Yellow Brick Road. I'm Jordan. This is James, and today we're going to be talking about Andrew Yang and why. I mean, I don't usually tell people who to vote for, but don't vote for this motherfucker. Do not vote for Andrew Yang. Fuck Yang Gang. Fuck Yang 2020. Do not vote for this guy, and we'll explain that soon. But first, please consider donating to Devon's Journey to Recovery. The link is in the description box, and the website is in the intro to this video. Any amount will help, guys. Really think about donating. At the very least, go to the site, check it out, read the story, drop some cash. All right, so I basically watched the entirety of the Joe Rogan and Andrew Yang podcast, and the things I heard, I was like, yeah, it's fine. Like, I'm even considering making another video about Andrew Yang, giving him some praise. Like, this guy should be listened to. Like, he should have a voice out here amongst the more elite Democrats and more established Democrats. But what I missed was the last 5 minutes of that podcast, to where Joe asked him a specific question about, that has a relation to foreign policy. And here's what Joe asked. Asked. Here's what Joe asked.
Last question, because I guess no discussion of presidential policy and the possibility of someone like you running this country is how do you feel about international relations and the obvious issues of dealing with other countries and what's going on with China and Russia and the interference of our democracy and all the different various issues that we've experienced particularly over the last couple of years with Russia.
Yeah. Interfering in our democracy, and it's like, what? That sounds like Don Lemon on CNN. It sounds like Rachel Maddow on MSNBC. This talking point that's repeated over and over again. Mm-hmm. He really is as dumb as he says he is.
Yeah.
I'm talking about Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
But it's not about him. Let's hear Andrew Yang's response.
Sure. So about Russia, and you and I were talking about this before we went on air. When I'm president, I will say, look, Russia, I get it. We have tampered with other people's elections for years and decades.
Right.
Like we, America, have done that.
And straight up countries, not just their elections, but the actual country itself.
Yeah.
We've built forts in other people's countries against their will. Mm-hmm. Just look at Iraq. But, all right, I get it.
You've done it to us for the last number of years. It is going to stop right now. And if we have any credible evidence that you are tampering with our information and our democracy, we will take that as an act of hostility and aggression, and we will retaliate in some way that will make your life very, very painful and inconvenient. And
So what did they do exactly? What did these Russian intelligence agencies do in our elections or in anything? They still haven't defined an impact level, first of all. Second of all, it seems like they were just memeing shit that people already believed and using that to get, thumbs up and likes and shit like that. And it seemed more like a money scheme. That's what it looked like to me. I don't think it had any sway in national perception or our elections or anything like that. So it just seems like it's being blown out of proportion.
Memes.
Yeah.
A meme.
Yeah.
And what? I'm pretty sure what do you call it? Even if they were Russian, they have no ties to the government.
If I had to guess,
like what?
If it was with the government, it's like if it's a money making scheme, they're making peanuts compared to what governments normally make.
Yeah. So why even?
So I don't see how that's the case.
Yeah, they make memes. A meme for both sides.
Yeah.
Both Democratic, Republican. Here's a meme about this Democrat. About this Republican. Here's one for Trump. Here's one for Hillary.
whatever these guys did nothing to shift the election.
No.
That's actually official. That's official.
Yeah.
It had no standing on whether Trump won or not.
This thing didn't fucking.
He was going to win regardless because
Yeah.
Hillary is the worst the worst openly corrupt candidate
Yeah.
in U.S. history.
They keep saying hacked our election or fucking influenced our. What does that mean? Like, you never hear anybody really go in depth with it as far as if they're pushing that. And it's not like anybody fucking hacked the fucking booths, you know?
Yeah. It moves at a level, right? First, it starts with hacking the election, which makes people assume it's the booths and the votes are being switched by the machines. Like, no, that wasn't the case. Okay, now it's sowing conflict amongst people. It's like, well, people are going to vote this way anyways, so that doesn't work. So now it's like, how long are you going to keep going with this bullshit? But once again, even if he buys into the Russian story, that's still not the problem. That's not the reason why we're telling you not to vote for this motherfucker. Mm-hmm. We're getting there.
And the people of the United States will support me on this.
Nope.
And so here is your drop.
That's absolute bullshit. Mm-hmm. This guy looked at numbers and looked at bullshit polls, and said, Americans believe it's the Russians that are doing it. It's like, no. I mean, if they asked, like, blue checkmark Democrats and blue checkmark Republicans and asked them, maybe that was it. But I don't think he asked normal people. Normal people are not buying this shit.
Dead date, like turn off the bots, and if we find that your bots are still going after this date, I will just bring the evidence to the American people, and then we will act, and you will not like it one bit. Now,
What evidence?
Yeah. Don't you need evidence for your initial stance? Right?
Yeah.
If they do this again, well, go back to the again part. Mm-hmm. Where's the initial evidence for that?
Yeah.
Right? They're supposed to be showing us this shit. They claim to have been showing us this shit. And they showed us some guy named Army of God or Army of Jesus with a picture of Jesus and the devil arm wrestling and say, don't vote for Hillary, it's the devil's thing. Like, you're looking down on your population, the people you're claiming you want to lead. You're looking down on them as children who can be swayed by the devil says, vote for Hillary.
A fucking meme.
Yeah.
Like, listen, we can't trust the U.S. population to vote. Really, you see, they get swayed by a meme if they just see it.
Yeah.
Like that's what you're basically saying, you know.
And I don't think he has the American people behind him.
No. Fuck no.
Listen, this is when, like, question marks started floating in my head when he told Joe, like, yeah, I'm already in the debates. Mm-hmm. I'm like, Tulsi isn't? Tulsi's working hard for that? I'm like, something seems off with that. So I looked into his foreign policy, and this is one of the earliest things that pops up.
Yeah.
And this was enough. This video, we're not even at the worst parts yet. This video is enough for me to say I don't need to look at the rest of it.
No, fuck him. Fuck this guy.
But let us show you why.
Now, if I mean, I'm thinking 80-90% of Americans would get behind that and be like, how are we just like looking at it?
80-90%? Get the fuck out of
Yeah,
here.
no.
Maybe 30%.
Yeah.
And they probably all sip, what's that shit called? The coffee? Starbucks? Fuck out of here, man.
You can't say Kool-Aid no more. They all sip that Russian Kool-Aid.
It's red.
Yeah.
Being like, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? And in this one, I actually feel a little bit for the tech companies because it's very difficult for the tech companies to prevent this.
Almost impossible.
Almost impossible.
Almost impossible to identify. And if you go back,
Almost impossible because their accounts look just like normal American accounts.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, so they're just saying shit people already believed. That's why you can't distinguish them. What do you look for? Port? Look, this English is bad in this post here. That's, yeah.
Sorry. Didn't be that loud.
You need to learn how to pour. What you do is you aim for the side of the cup.
Calm down.
That's how bartenders do it, so that the beer doesn't foam up.
Or you could just keep talking about this.
I'm just helping you out here.
You're not helping.
So, yeah, it's hard to distinguish them because they're saying shit people already believed. They're not swaying anything. Mm. What the freak? I don't know with these guys, man. I don't know.
Well,
What do you look for spelling errors? It must be Russian.
I know.
The fuck? And he had Renee DiResta, and she's basically saying that it got Trump elected. Why can't you
Bullshit.
accept that there was no collusion, but the Russians helped at the same time? They can't do it. It's the cognitive dissonance of the people. It's like, no.
He's the definition of cognitive dissonance.
He's dumb, and she's a fucking propagandist.
Yeah.
And Andrew Yang is a tool of the propaganda.
Yeah. Fuck that guy.
Actually,
Just wait.
Just so you know, we haven't gotten to the worst parts.
Yeah. Wait.
Back to Sam Harris's podcast that we were discussing, which is called The War of Information. I think that's what it's called, Information War or War of Information.
Yeah,
A
Sam
recent
Harris.
podcast within the last couple of weeks.
Sam Harris.
They detail how there's essentially just
Things aren't going to bode well for Tulsi. That's Sam Harris. I trust him.
Yeah, and when he's like
Iraq wars, you know,
and when he's like,
it's not the worst.
how so? I'm gonna back away now.
Why haven't we bombed Syria yet? Yeah, intellectual. Fuck out of here.
Dude's a bitch. Nah, I don't want to say that. Basically, there's something's off about that guy, man.
Yeah.
Something's off. It's like, are you fucking corrupt, man?
Yeah.
That's what I'm
giant
trying to
groups
say.
of people that work for the Russian government that pretend to be people that are involved in Black Lives Matter, pretend to be people that are involved in Texas culture, Southern culture, and they're just sowing seeds of argument and dissent.
And they are
When didn't Rachel Maddow like lick your brain, dude?
Yeah.
What happened?
By the way, well, this works on Rogan because he's afraid of conflict. It's like, why are you guys arguing for? Why are you arguing? Come on, guys.
And that's when both sides look at him and they just throw him out of the building.
Yeah.
Get out.
Yeah, so they infiltrated
Fuck.
Black Lives Matter movement and they just repeated the same thing people were already saying.
Yeah.
They're sowing seeds of hatred.
Great theory, Joe.
Let's continue.
Like always.
Yeah, if they're so stupid to be swayed, like, listen, guys, we need to get guns and knives and start killing people.
Yeah.
If they're swayed by that, then it's like, oh, fuck it.
Yeah.
They're not children, Joe. You may think they are. They're not children.
It's like the dude with the bib and the diapers. Like, they're all kids. Rattle.
You look at your feed with people trolling you or criticizing you, and you think, "Oh, everyone's just like that. Things could get violent if people talk like this. Like, no, they just don't like you or they're trolling you. They want Joe Rogan to react to someone saying, hey, fuck you, Rogan. Ha, ha, ha. Sorry. Andrew Yang. Trust me, folks, it gets bad.
laughing their asses off.
Laughing
at
their
us.
asses off and making funny memes. Like some of their memes are really hilarious.
But to them, this is the greatest ROI they've ever seen. They didn't even
ROI?
invest, like return on investment.
Oh, okay.
like they,
He's such an entrepreneur.
YouTube, right, man. I don't have a man hanger. I have a normal freaking house. So, like they invested not even that much money, like, but they found like this underbelly they can just freaking slice into, and so they've spent best estimates like low tens of millions of dollars, and it's caused us how much damage, how much harm,
a real impact.
How so? Would they go after crazy fringe groups that were already crazy in fringe groups? Did they make the?
It's getting real just logical.
Did they make them fringier or something?
Yeah.
The freak.
Keep going.
You know, I mean, you couldn't even put a dollar figure on it. So you have to just say, like, look, I get the tech companies are going to try, but they're not going to be able to pull it off. So just like go on and just say to like the world and say, hey, this is to Russia, but anyone else, same thing. Like if you tamper with our democracy, we're going to come down on you like a ton of bricks.
The fuck does that mean?
What does that mean? And if you had a good person interviewing him, they'd be like, what do you mean by that?
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
You just made a threat.
Do you mean military action?
Yeah.
Do you mean
Sanctions?
this or that? And if I don't think Andrew Yang's corrupt, but if he is, he will say, I could have won, but the Russians started telling people, the Russians infiltrated this channel called the Yellow Brick Road on YouTube, and they started exposing real information about me.
We might be the only ones doing it. Oh, no.
There's one other person.
It was my idea first, though.
We found it by accident. We were just curious about his foreign policy.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Quinky dink. Point is,
That went from here to here in one video. I was just like,
I didn't trust him to begin with. You know, I'm like, oh, you're statistics, dude. I don't trust you. Now this is like bulletproof. Fuck you. You are not the guy.
you're a little different than me. I give people a chance.
Nope.
And I'm like, you may honestly think that going about it in the statistical way is the right way
I
to
gave
go.
him a chance.
So I'm like, oh, okay. You may believe that's the right way to do it.
No, I gave him a chance.
And good has
I heard
no
him.
boundaries, so you can do it statistically. You can look at statistics and
I heard him.
facilitate good.
I heard him say his
Don't
piece.
need to defend yourself. I get
I'm
it.
good. No,
Not insulting you.
whatever.
Anyways, it gets worse.
And if we're not quite sure, we're still going to come down on you like a ton of bricks. Like, I don't need like 100% certainty on this. I need like, like a legal standard. I need like 80, 85%.
Doesn't care.
The fucking lawyer needs 80, 85% to come down.
It doesn't matter that if he's a lawyer or not.
Oh, fuck
The
outta
point
here.
is, he doesn't need to be sure. He doesn't need to be sure if they did anything, and he's still gonna
As
come
long
down
as,
on you like a house of
as
bricks,
long as
whatever
it's
he says.
legally okay to do it.
Yeah, he's gonna say that after this. But so that's all he needs: 80 to 85%. Sure, maybe even less than that. It all depends on the legal definition of sureness, whatever the fuck that is. If he had a bad day and he's like, man, I really feel like the Russians are doing something, that's enough. Because in his mind, that's 80, 85%.
Yeah.
I'm really sure it's the Russians, so that gives me leeway to do something stupid. This is a human torpedoing their fucking campaign right here. If people find out about this,
And the American people would be like, about time, because if we can't trust ourselves or each
37.
other or what we're seeing, and this is before deepfakes and the rest of it starts hitting. Like,
Yes.
like if you're actually going to believe in democracy, then you have to start protecting our information as fast as possible.
oh, so you should be going after CNN, MSNBC, Fox News. You should be going after these mainstream news outlets then. If you're here to protect information,
Wonder what
Assad
happened.
gassed his own people on repeat.
Wonder what happened to Chelsea Manning.
Venezuelan dictator on repeat. Over and over again throughout the news cycle on all channels. Over and over and over and over again. Maybe you should bring the hammer down on them. That was my Jimmy Dore rant. Go ahead. Nothing?
And you also, in my mind, have to start, and this is a local issue, but I'm in New Hampshire and Iowa talking about this stuff. Their local newspapers are all dying. It's like thousands of local papers just winking out of existence.
They can still get their local fucking news. Go ahead. Nothing?
Fucking business, corporate, fuck. The newspapers are dying. Wonder why people don't want to fucking buy newspapers. Maybe they're fucking catching wind.
Or,
Christ.
yeah, that, or I can just order it online and not have to wait for it to get here. I can find out my local news on the bajillion electronic devices that do that
Yeah.
all day, every
But
day.
nonetheless, it's like, are you like looking at this as a business? I don't like these dudes, man.
And if you're like environmentally
He
friendly,
got his
wouldn't you
chance.
move away from paper?
This dude got his chance when he fucking said what I'm going to do. Oh, you're a statistics guy. All right, nope.
Yeah. Yeah,
I could already understand how he's going to map things out from there.
yeah, you can see that that move is about the economy. Like, okay, small businesses, okay, newspapers, local newspapers. And then, but if Russians are doing this, then they're taking away the information from the local newspapers, which need to make money, so that over time the states will make this much amount of money, and then taxes, and then
Versus,
UBI.
hey,
and this.
I'm not an expert on any of these things really, but I can get people for that. I'm here to do what's right, and that's all you need. Rather than the statistics say that, even though it's only 80%, 80% of Americans say yes. Yes, I should bomb. That means I will. yeah, you did it. That's the right decision. You got it.
If you're
Bullshit.
if it's statistics leading you rather than you leading the statistics, you're gonna not be a great leader. You won't be a leader at all. Straight up, you have to have the moral foresight. That's the point of a leader.
Fucking slave.
When some sort of topic comes up that the population hasn't thought of before, and the scenario's on a paper sitting at your desk, you're the one who's going to be making the moves there. Am I right about that? I think so. I don't think people want a robot to be the president.
Yeah, I was about to say fucking cyborg, fucking robotic way of thinking.
And trust me,
Where's the soul? You're talking about harming people. We're gonna punish them.
trust me, if it's
Atomic bricks.
if it's pure ego, pure logic, robotics is the result. Let's continue.
Because they used to rely on classified ads. There are no classified ads anymore. It's all Craigslist, and so they all die. And if you believe in democracy, how the heck can anyone vote on anything if they have no idea what's going on?
Right.
So,
Oh, the mainstream news isn't helping. Maybe that's why they would turn to Russian bots for information. Maybe that's why they would turn there. It's because the mainstream news has been lying to them for years. Straight up lied about the Iraq War. Straight up lied about it. Maybe that's why people turn to...
Two comedians doing a fucking web series in their fucking garage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ironic.
so there are a lot of interrelated issues. I mean, one thing I'm saying is like, look, we had a happy time where local newspapers were supported by classified ads. It's over now.
Fuck
But
outta
we're
here.
still a democracy. You still need some information to vote. So we need...
It was a happy time. You mean statistically as far as profits? Is that what you mean by a happy time?
Yeah.
That's creepy.
Also,
You know?
during this whole Russian bot era, that's when people are actually using the most information that I've seen. As far as in a presidential race, people were looking up Hillary's email or John Podesta's emails. They're looking into the WikiLeaks shit.
Yeah, why do you think on CNN they're like, it's illegal to look at these or have them, these illegal documents? It's like, what?
That was probably one of the most informed presidential elections I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah. It's like,
People were going after Trump and all his shit he's done. They found secret tapes on him. That's the most informed vote I've ever seen in this country.
unfortunately, intentions weren't in the right place, in my opinion. So
A lot of team playing, but at the same time,
Yeah.
both sides had reasons to shit on the other candidate.
Yeah.
It was all there. It wasn't like Obama, Romney, where they're just like, what the fuck's here?
Oh, there's plenty. There's plenty.
Romney's a Mormon and his dad lives in Mexico.
Yeah, who's funding you?
Obama,
Who made donations?
yeah.
Obama. We already know what you did.
That's what people used to rely on, was who's bankrolling their campaign. This shit, we had like straight up information.
Yeah.
Let's continue.
to try and find new ways for you to get quality information. Like they're just throwing our hands up and being like, guess the Russians are gonna, just misinform us with bots, and I guess all the local newspapers are gonna die. Like you,
Where's the misinformation? The Renee DiResta chick said a lot of these, she might have said most of them, were just them copying and pasting other people's work. Other people's investigative journalism, and just copying and pasting it. So it's not like they were just lying to us. People are not as stupid as you think they are. Andrew Yang and Joe Rogan and Renee DiResta and U.S. government for that part. They're not as stupid as you think. If they hear a piece of information and they can't cross-reference it with something else, they're probably gonna call it bullshit. Like the guy I normally listen to, the guy whose face I can see and whose voice I hear every day on YouTube or wherever, that guy's not corroborating this at all. I asked him, he said this is bullshit.
I hope he's telling the truth.
People cross-reference information. They're not just gonna find some guy out of the blue and be like, yep, that's the guy. Fuck.
said, like, these are problems, and we have to start solving them. If you still believe that democracy is the best form of government and that's what we're going to carry forward with, which you obviously have to believe. Like, you have to go with that as your model. And so
No.
it's all...
That's
Why?
ridiculous. If I'm in a room and there's a kid in there and the kid stole a piece of bread, and fucking there's 10 people in the room, me included. None of them say we have to kill the kid, and I'm like, no. Well, democracy, kill him.
Yeah. Extreme
What?
example. Taking
it works.
Huh?
It works.
Yeah, it works. Yeah, the goal is to have
Everyone to be informed.
yes.
Have some sort of moral fiber that's like, oh, we have the basics of what's right versus what's wrong.
Yeah.
That's what you should do. You should do the best thing. Aim for the best possible scenario. Not democracy, not communism, whatever fucking stupid, silly system.
Also, it's not like we use that, right?
No, it's not. It's not true.
Hillary won the popular vote.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We had to put them in sections.
Oh yeah.
She had the most votes.
Yeah.
Is that democracy when you break into the states and give states points?
Not only that, if you want to fucking really have something fun to look at, why don't you go look at the fucking
Not saying Hillary should have won.
Bush Al Gore thing. Have fun with that.
Yeah. Let's continue.
Interrelated, but we have to start thinking much, much bigger about what we can get done because things are slipping away. Things are trending in a terrible, terrible direction.
Not in the way that you fucking think.
I think so too,
Christ.
but I'm actually looking on the upside when I see guys like Bernie, who's going to rout everyone else in the Democratic Party.
I don't trust him.
Fuck Joe Biden. Get the fuck out of here. Fuck Beto O'Rourke. I don't think they have a chance against Bernie. But when I see that, that's me being optimistic because it's like, oh, Bernie has the perception of trying to lead a moral charge. He has the perception of it.
I don't know about that.
And if people are only living on the shallow end, they only see the perception of candidates. I'm like, oh, okay. Just like Barack Obama. But this is different, as in people are going to actually look into Bernie. It's like another level of it, right? Obama, they just took whatever he said on the surface. Now they have to actually look into things. And then they saw him get cheated, and then this, and then that. Let's continue.
Well, Andrew, good luck to you. You're a good man. I wish you well. Thank you for being here. I think your message is excellent. And
So that's it. Joe Rogan, no pushback at all. Avoid conflict. Just let him get away with saying that. You need to drop the hammer on him.
If he says no weed though,
Hit him with a ton of bricks.
if he says no weed,
Yeah.
then we'll see some pushback. That's why I'm like, fuck this guy. Fuck him. Fucking dumbass smile on your face.
Yeah. So
You're a good guy. Good luck. Fuck you.
that's it from us. Thanks for watching. Sorry, it's one of the, I guess a subscriber or just a commenter told us to look into Andrew Yang. They put up the hashtag Yang 2020, and I was like, I don't mind people picking this guy. Like, I would understand people picking this guy, but after hearing this should torpedo any chance he has. Let's be honest. Oh, you're being a purist. I'm not on the political spectrum. I go morality first. And that shit I just heard, whether it's...
A purist?
That's
Fuck.
political lingo. Don't worry about it. I'll explain that later. But, yeah, hearing that when you don't know what he means by dropping the hammer or hitting them with a ton of bricks or whatever the fuck he says, whether it's militarily or economically, no. This should torpedo his shit. That should be it. This guy's polling on these mainstream polls. He's polling like in the top 10.
Yeah, that should bother people.
Tulsi's not on the list.
No. Not even
Or she's
nowhere.
barely on the list.
What was it? The Rock was ahead of her?
That was some other shit.
Don't matter. Point
Yeah.
is, it's like, fuck is this?
Yeah, in one poll, Oprah Winfrey and The Rock and someone else they were all on the list. Tulsi was nowhere to be seen.
She's not even 10.
She's probably better than Bernie, if you ask me. But I understand Bernie has the momentum. He got cheated that one time, so I understand that. But this should torpedo Andrew Yang. Sorry, guys. All right. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you like. Comment. Agree, disagree. I'm guessing we'll get some disagreements. I hope we get more agreement than disagreement. Because then maybe I don't know the pulse of the country. if they're in agreement with this fucking bullshit. But let it be known. Also, please donate to Devon's Journey to Recovery. The link is in the description box. It's a GoFundMe account. Click on the link, read the story, check it out. It's for one of our subscribers and his wife. They need help with medical bills, and we don't have free health care. Thank you, America.
Andrew Yang ain't for that, right?
I don't know what he is.
I don't think so.
I think he's free health care.
Oh, is he?
Is he? I think.
Oh, my bad. It was the college thing.
He's against free college.
Yeah.
But whatever.
Whatever.
Yeah. Go to the link. Please donate, guys. Help them out. If you do anything here, you can shit all over us, but make a donation there. And that is it from us. Thanks for watching, and give this video a thumbs down.
Say you wanna get in.